Okay, you ready?
No. I don't know how you did that.
There we go.
What's the topic?
Welcome back to Josh and Jakota. I'm Josh. That's Jakota. And the topic is, of course, as it always is, scariest moment on the job.
Oh, we did that already.
This came in from Martha. No.
Really?
Scariest, no. We got this when Christy was here.
Okay.
Or was it Christy?
I could have sworn I already. Okay. All right.
Scariest moment on the job?
Scariest moment on the job. I thought we already did that, but.
No, I thought we did scariest thing as kids or something. Or most trouble as kids.
Yeah,
That's what it was. If you would like your topic
Scariest moment on the job.
talked about on the show, we will put it into the lunchbox. How you get it in the lunchbox is go on our Instagram or in the comment section somewhere and suggest something. Hold on, let me open up my cola spiced.
Scariest moment on the job.
You know what? Let me start. That photograph behind you of Curtis was pretty scary.
Yeah, hadn't we talked about that?
Probably at some point.
I know we did.
But I feel like seeing a ghost,
That was pretty scary.
pretty scary. What about when we worked at... Hold on, was this at McDonald's or was this at Arby's now that I'm thinking about it? No, it had to be Arby's. Because I think I actually... Yeah. When I worked at McDonald's, you worked at McDonald's, different McDonald's than me.
I worked at a McDonald's in Chicago.
Right, I worked at one in Stony Plain.
Right.
Not exactly the same type of risk.
Well, I was in the burbs. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I was in the... this has nothing to do with McDonald's, so it doesn't matter. McDonald's, I actually liked working at McDonald's.
So did I.
Lots of people think, oh, you worked at McDonald's? Oh, that must have sucked. Honestly, great work atmosphere.
If the people are good, then usually...
If the people are good.
Yeah.
It gives you a sense of pride almost in your job. Like, you want to succeed.
Really?
You want to... For me,
You
yeah.
got that from McDonald's.
Yeah, dude. Well, I was 14 when I worked there. So
I was 19.
So a little different. My first job... not my first job, but my first, like...
Corporate official.
Yeah, because, like, I worked at a gas station when I was 12 and 13. and a banquet hall.
Dude, yeah, I remember that.
Okay, this actually changed my mind. I was going to tell a story at Arby's with this. It wasn't even that scary, so it actually wouldn't have been. It's barely scary. I'll tell that story real quick.
Sure.
A guy in drive-thru. I thought maybe it was at McDonald's, but now I'm thinking it was probably actually Arby's. Now I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about... Yeah, because there was a lot... Because I worked drive-thru a lot at Arby's.
I wasn't very good at that.
In the morning shift. Yeah, I wasn't good at it at McDonald's. I kept with the freaking headset, right? You press the button, and at Arby's, you have to hold the button.
Right.
This one, you press it, and they hear everything you say.
Right.
And I could not figure out the screens.
It is very confusing.
Yeah, I'd be like, shit. Right? Just beep, 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 beep. And so they were like, you can't. Even though the customers, like, you never know who's going to be there. They just thought it was funny because I'm, like, trying to figure it out.
Right.
I couldn't figure it out. But one time at Arby's.
Right, okay.
This guy, you know when you go in the drive-thru, do you work drive-thru ever?
I've worked drive-thru, not
Okay.
in Arby's, though.
You know when you put your hand out for the cash?
Oh, yes.
And they just go, slap it down right beside you?
You've told me this.
I hated that stuff.
Yep.
So then I would just put the money down. It's hard for them to reach because I have my hand out the window and they slap it down on, and I would just look at them like...
You'd just be petty and then you do this.
Then I would put it right there and then they'd have to reach and grab it. And I thought that was...
That's great.
I thought that was funny. Anyways, another time, there was a guy, he might have done that, he might have not done that. But then he freaked out at me for some reason. I don't know why. I wish I remembered. But I shut the window.
Didn't he like continue?
He punched the window like 4 times. He's like, cursing me out. Punches it again. And then I was just like, punches it again. And he's just like, I can't remember.
Dude.
I can't remember what he was mad at, but something that definitely was not my fault.
Wow, dude. How do you get so angry?
I don't know.
You punched
and I was a child. Like,
right, exactly.
How old was I? 15?
Dude.
16? And
so
he
like,
just...
you almost got assaulted.
Yeah.
The potential was there.
He never hit me or...
Right.
He never came close to hit me. I mean...
I was pretty much assaulted.
Dude, if he would have punched me through the window, that would have been quite impressive for him to like reach that. Imagine I just grab his arm.
Close the window on the freaking arm. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. I was going to say that would be the scariest because it has the potential, but I wasn't scared.
Right.
So...
Yeah, of course.
Not
If you're
really.
going like this,
yeah.
it's not a sign of...
No, I was just... Dude, I was really goading him at that point. Right? He could have really... What if he stopped and came into the store?
Lawsuit, baby.
Jumped over the counter. I remember... You know what? There's a few things that are kind of scary. One time...
Let's not put that in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut that.
Okay, we'll cut that. We'll get Muriel to cut that. That is not good.
So, tell me about the scariest one.
Okay. We worked at a banquet hall. You worked there sometimes.
Yes,
I worked
did,
there most of the time.
Yeah, I worked there.
Right? And this is when we were probably 12 and 13 when this happened.
Right.
Okay? And this is a banquet hall that like catered to like weddings, Thanksgiving, like everything. Like whatever you wanted sort of thing. There were several halls. And, you know, people were scared of working there, especially in the upstairs hall because it was haunted, apparently, by the lady with the hats. I forget what her name is, but the lady with the hats apparently haunted it.
I vaguely remember this.
And you would hear her dancing and stuff up there, or whatever. I never heard nothing.
Me neither. And I went up those stairs and chilled on there was a chair in the hallway, and I sat there and nothing happened. So
the back stairs, it was scary going there because you had to go like around the kitchen, you had to go through where all the freezers were, and then you had to go down that hallway and then up those stairs. So they were kind of like in the back, it was always dark and stuff. Climb up those stairs, and then you had to walk through the whole hall and then into the kitchen. Like if you need to, like in my instance, I had to get like knives and whatever, extras, cutlery, whatever, plates, whatever. They'd always get me to go up there because I was like the youngest, whatever. I was the gopher, whatever. I always thought I would be scared of that, which I was scared of it, but like passively. Like the same amount of scared as when we were kids and one of our chores was to close the curtains in the basement. Hated that.
yeah, that was scary.
Hated that. The unfinished basement with the really tall, like 15-foot walls, and then you had to and then run up the stairs that had all the holes that had they were floating stairs. Yeah, I hated that. That's the amount I was scared I was at. What I was actually scared of is real people, like actual people, and I wasn't scared of these people at first, and really I wasn't scared of them the entire time until they left.
What people?
Let me get there. So our boss there was a native lady, right?
Correct.
And she was more of a spiritual type person. She was pretty cool. I really liked her. And she, for whatever reason, she came into the staff area from this banquet hall, and she goes, ugh. And then mom is like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, every time I'm around people like this, I just gives me the heebie-jeebies or whatever.
Every time I what?
She's around people like that, gives her the heebie-jeebies. And at this banquet, I think it was a wedding. I'm pretty sure it was a wedding. But what she was like creeped out about, I didn't realize until we were kind of cleaning up. So like around like 2 a.m. or something like that. There was like a kids corner, whatever, where they could do drawings and they could do like different activities and stuff. Because weddings are kind of boring for them, right? They don't care about dancing, or they can't drink and all that stuff, right? When I'm looking at these drawings, I'm finally clicking, because she said, oh, I think they're like the KKK. And I knew what the KKK was, but I was like, this doesn't really make sense, because like, this is Canada. We don't have, I thought we didn't have that group here. But she's like kind of freaked out, and she's Native. And so they're obviously treating her like garbage. But they're doing it friendly, like, And I was like, kind of like, KKK, is that why they're they took the chair covers and they would put them over their bodies, and they were taking group pictures of them in like essentially like hoods, but not like actual clan outfits.
Sure, yeah.
And so that was so creepy when they were putting on these, like, they were just chair covers, but it looked so creepy. And then people were taking pictures of them like in a group. And then by the end of the night, like, I was freaked out. And I remember this one guy, he needed a fork, and I kept missing him. I kept not getting him a fork. And he got mad at me. And then at one point he was like, "What am I, black?" And I was like, "What?"
That's crazy to say in a public setting.
Yeah. And then so I never got him a fork. I was just like, I'm just not getting you a fork.
That's awesome.
Right? And like his table, they thought it was hilarious. And in the right context somewhere, maybe that's funny, but like after the vibe and stuff, right. I was like,
right.
No, that's not.
That's
and like
crazy.
He was trying to be funny to them. To
them, right.
And like, I don't know. I have like there's a place for racial jokes where they're funny, but he was trying to say something.
Right, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not getting you a fork. So things are kind of like in my mind, right? It's a long night. Like it starts at like 6 p.m. or something like that and goes until like 2 a.m. or something, right? And anyways, when we're cleaning up, the drawings that these kids were drawing were like these like people being hanged and like these devils and stuff. Like,
what?
And these stick figures and stuff, and like bloody, like I'm assuming it's blood, like lots of red and stuff. And so I was like showing Mom and the boss lady, and we're like looking at these like, what the heck? These little kids are drawing this. So that gave me the heebie-jeebies as well.
What the
That was
heck?
probably the scariest work experience. And keep in mind, I'm still like 12 or 13 years old.
Dude, that sounds like something that a disturbed child in a horror movie starts to draw. You know what I mean? Like the concerned parent.
Yeah.
Or like in Scary Movie or freaking, was it 3 or whatever? When Cole's drawing all those terrible things. Dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And that's so crazy to me. Because like, I think of those things as like, oh, come on. I don't think that these things happen because like I've seen them in the movies.
Yeah. And
that's hilarious, but not at the same time. That's hilarious that you had that experience, and I didn't know that until like now.
Oh, you didn't know at all?
I didn't know that, or I don't remember it. I don't remember it.
That's not one of the events that you worked, but yeah, I bet you Mom would remember that still.
That is funny. So, scary events at work. Well, there was a couple. I have a couple that come to my mind. The first, I think the scariest, which I'm pretty sure I've told this before, but I digress. I used to be a framer. I used to build houses for a living. And on these job sites, there's a thing called a truss package.
Right.
And
yeah.
truss package is what that is exactly what it sounds like. Your trusses are in a package, and basically what you do is you can do them in many ways, but the way that the company that I worked for would pick up the package,
Put it on the roof.
put it on the walls,
On the wall, right.
and
Put it on the roof. The trusses are the roof, essentially. The rafters. Do you like it?
dude, this tastes like what I imagine incense tastes like. Like if you drank the smoke of incense. Wow. Sorry, what was your question?
So the truss package,
Yeah, sorry.
right? They have like a number code on them, so you know what order they're supposed to go on.
Right, and essentially what happens is a crane will come, and you usually have two people. There's two points of where they pick it up, right?
Right, you hook up a chain.
Right, exactly.
And the crane operator
around
doesn't do
the thing,
anything.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the crane operator's in there. He just watches the signals and
Yeah.
whatnot, right? So pretty much what's supposed to happen is they lift it up, put it on the wall, then you go onto the package.
Wait, was I there?
You were there.
I remember this.
And so what you're supposed to do is the two guys go take off the chain that's
Right.
on the thing or whatever, and then you say you're good.
Yeah.
Right. Once both of the things are, hey, you good? You got it up? Yeah. And then you signal. Okay.
Right.
That did not happen this time. Okay. They lift it up, put it on the thing. We climb up. I don't know if it was you. It was me and someone else.
No, it was me and you.
Was it?
Yeah, I remember this.
I am on the right side of the package, and I'm making my way to where I have to do my thing, and I'm in the middle of taking it off when all of a sudden it starts lifting off of the like. I'm right here. I'm doing the thing. This is getting picked up like this. Okay, so the package is starting to like getting picked up. I'm like, wow, what are you doing? Like, stop. Like, I have to like hit the deck because like I'm going to fall off
I'm still standing on it too.
of this package. You must have had yours off already because who told him to?
I think he probably thought it was off.
I'm still like, to take it off, you have to like,
reach underneath.
you have to reach under, and like, I wasn't standing up.
No.
Why would he go, yeah, time to lift it up.
Time to lift it
Doesn't
up,
make any
yeah.
sense. Scared the shit out of me, dude. Like, my heart wanted to jump out of my face, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to, like, because, like, I could have lost my balance.
And fallen into
Yeah,
the
and
house.
that's-
or off the house.
Like, oh, that would have sucked. Like, because, like, on a truss package, not every truss is...
No, and if you would have gotten stuck
your
in one of them.
leg, like what if didn't grab the chain or anything, and then my foot went into one of the holes,
Yeah,
and
and
I
it crushed
fucking
your leg
fall
or-
back, and then like, dude,
Yeah, so bad. I was standing on it and I was just like, whoa.
incredibly scary. That was so freaking scary.
But that was just scary because you weren't waiting. You weren't expecting.
I wasn't
it.
aware of the situation. Right? Had I
Right.
been able to brace myself, that probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it would have
been a
been
big deal.
It would have been fine.
Right?
Yeah.
But it was like I'm over here bending over,
Yeah.
taking shit off, and then all of a sudden this is getting lifted. Terrifying, dude. I hated that, and because of that, I can't stand heights.
Because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you still did it framing.
I
for
did
like
it, but now
5
it's
more
like.
years.
Also, you know what else did it? Was when I climbed that last mountain that I climbed with the plane crash that was in. It was in Yuma somewhere. I climbed a mountain with Jan and Ken.
Yeah.
And only me and Ken made it to the to the very, very top. And climbing down that was a nightmare. I'm in jeans and skater shoes, much similar to these.
Yeah.
And not. Anyways, that was terrifying. Now I can't do. I'm not a huge fan of heights. I don't really like ladders. I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like heights either, but like I don't think any of my framing incidences ever did. Because remember that time it was me, you, and Joel? Joel still asked me about this. Or not.
Someone almost fell off.
I fell off. Or I didn't fall off, but I almost fell off.
Right.
Because I've thought, so we were sheeting the roof.
This must be the scariest then, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I actually forgot about this until you brought up your thing. But like, we didn't sweep off all of the roof, right? All the frost or the snow or whatever it was. And I was like, well, we're not gonna walk over there. There's no point. Pulling up sheets of plywood, or not plywood, but OSB, walking them up, setting them down, stapling them on.
In work boots.
Yeah, which I hate. I hate walking walls. I hate climbing trusses. I hate walking trusses. I hate sheeting with boots on. You're so clunky. It's just, your agility is way off.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I slip on this snow that I'm not going to walk on because I'm just, I don't know. We're just kind of disorganized in a sense, going too fast in one area, not fast enough in another area. So things are getting kind of all over the place. So I got to walk over here. I slip, let go of the sheet of ply or the sheet of OSB. Luckily, it slides all the snow off the roof and goes down. And this is a 2-story walkout.
Yeah.
So it's far. And as it's sliding down, sweeping off, here's me, also sliding down, starfishing out, trying to make myself big and very much friction. And I was thinking, no, I need to put my hammer through the roof. And then I stop, and my feet are like this far from the eaves, and I'm just like,
oh my gosh.
And Joel's like, he kind of looks. He's like, "What are you doing?
No.
Did you almost fall?" And this is before you were required to wear fall arrest, or maybe you were required, but you it wasn't.
We definitely never did it.
No, I don't think it was mandatory. I think it was strongly advised.
I think it was. We just never did.
I still don't. It gets in the way too much for stuff like that. Now, if you have a bigger crew, where you have a person who's only up on the roof, then it's fine. Because then you don't have to unhook.
True.
Come back up. Freaking hook back up. I hated it. The only time I ever did fall arrest is when I did fall arrest training. That's it.
The only time I ever liked framing was at the end.
Like when you were done?
Yeah. Like when you saw the house.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, all that hard work.
And here's a house.
For this.
You know what I liked?
That was the only gratification I ever got from that. And I guess I got decent money, I guess.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories ever is when I stopped working for that crew and I went on my own, and you still worked there. And so now the crew was only 2 people, you and Boss Man.
Very, 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 very hard to do.
Yeah.
I was 115 pounds.
Yeah,
I was so small. Freaking, I think I made it to 125 with all the muscle I freaking gained.
Yeah.
My shoulders were ripped.
Big and...
Dude, all the muscle definition in my arms was insane. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. So I'm the one lifting all these freaking sheets to the...
second floor.
God, I hated that.
Yeah, me too. I hated doing floor sheets up to a second floor because...
subfloor was thicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hated that.
God.
Doing roof because it's 3/8 or whatever.
Framing is not fun. Building houses is not fun.
Uh-huh.
There's little reward.
Very little reward. Anyway, my favorite thing is, because you were a 2-man crew, it took you a little longer than these other crews to build a house. So in a block or whatever, there'd be a builder who's contracted to build or they're building 10 houses. So then you would build, say, 2, and then another crew would build 2, and another crew would build 2, and another crew might build 3 or whatever, right?
I think instead of taking 3 weeks, it took us the whole month to build a house.
No, instead of taking 2 weeks, it took you 3 weeks, from what I remember.
I think it was the whole month.
Yeah?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Well, anyway, you guys got fired for taking too long. But then you were the only crew that didn't fail inspection.
Really?
You don't remember this?
No.
Dude, I was like so proud of you guys because I was like, man, you're a 2-man crew and they know that and they hired you knowing this. So, yeah, it's going to take longer for 2 guys to build a 2-story house. That takes a minute.
Freaking sucks.
Some of these people would have like 8 people.
Yeah.
And they'd be so disorganized, but somehow still build a house in a good time. It's just like when you're like, okay, walk on site and just get to work. Like our boss man, he'd be like, okay, I'm laying floor out. That doesn't make sense. I'm laying out walls. You guys build the walls.
Yeah.
Right? So then we'd build all the walls, put them on where they go. Okay, now we're bracing. Okay, now we're doing second story. Now we're whatever, right? All these different things. It was so smooth. It was stressful, but it was so smooth compared to what I would see like other crews doing where they're just like, why do you have so many people? And how come we're just as fast as you, 3 people? You're something's getting disorganized there. And I bet you that's why these people failed, because they're just going for fast.
Right.
And at that time there was a bit of a boom. So less inspections, probably. Like
I'm not sure how
only one house out of your 2 houses might get inspected or something. I don't know.
You know what impressed me though was the people that were able to build the houses, not on the
Not on the cap. They'd
yeah,
build it off site.
They would build it, or like they would build the walls on top of each other.
Yeah. We did that when we built
did
that Boston Pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I go by that Boston Pizza, I'm like, I built that.
That little bit. We weren't even there for that long. Oh, I guess we did. Holy shit. Yeah, there was 2 other crews there though as well.
Yeah.
That built the walls.
Because we got hired for that. That crew was green, so they hired us. And I remember that guy. He was kind of a dick.
He was a major dick. He freaking, I remember. So, like, when you're in, like, the trades or whatever, and you're, like, kind of small, and, like, you look like you're probably easy to, like, boss around and shit, you know, I got tired of that shit.
Yeah.
So, like, there was this one time where that guy, who we worked for, said some shit to me, and I told him, I said something like, you say something like that to me again, you're going to find out what's going to happen. And he never razzed me ever again.
Good.
Yeah. I said, we're here because you're in a pickle. I don't want to be here.
Right.
Like,
This was not at Boston Pizza. This was a different.
this was after Boston.
Yeah,
Pizza.
so
it was something after. So like we had already established, or I'd worked with him before.
Right.
So like he talked to me like that when I had no like backbone, I guess.
Right.
Right. I couldn't tell him off. Not that I didn't have no backbone, but like the repercussions would have been bigger.
Yeah, you wanted to like
had I had said something. Right.
Feel each other out kind of thing, and then you gave him more benefit of the doubt, and then learned that he's just going to keep treating
He's going to
garbage.
keep treating, exactly. If you don't stick up for yourself or say something and be like, hey, look, like, what's your problem?
Yeah. He was the type of guy, so what I didn't like about him specifically, and this is weird, I don't like big tape measures.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're pull them out of your pouch. I hate that. I want to... So I get the skinny ones, and you can't put them out as far because then they'll... Right? And he got so mad at me, not even measuring nothing, not pulling nothing, not doing nothing. And he just looks at my tape measure because I like those little orange ones. Now I get the yellow ones, the Stanleys.
Stanleys, yeah.
But this is before
I don't
Stanley.
really like those Stanleys, by the way.
I love them. They're the best, in my opinion, for like, I have a couple reds as well, but they're just so chunky. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I had an orange one, and he's like, what the F kind of tape measure is that? He's like, if you worked for me, you'd be using one. Yeah, you remember this?
I remember this.
You'd be using one of these. And I was like, if I worked for you and I didn't have one of those, it looks like I wouldn't work for you.
You said that?
Yeah, and then he was like, what? And he asked our boss man, he's like, what's this guy's problem? And he's like, what? Like, he just told me off because whatever is something about. I was like, dude, he has a problem with my tape measure. Instead, if I worked for him, I'd have to have this big. And he had like one of those giant ones,
like 130 feet.
It was too big.
Yeah,
it doesn't even make sense. Like, that could have taken it from one end of the whole ass Boston Pizza to the other end of the Boston Pizza. It was too big. Like, what are you talking about? I don't want that. He may as well have one of those reels where you gotta do that. I was like, dude, I don't want this big. Like, it was so big. Like, it was so nerfed up too. You could drop it from a plane. Probably.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. I actually met him before I was framing on that crew when I did drywall with Steve. I did a mansion, giant mansion, and it was so much work. So we were there for like
on the south side. Sorry, kind of close to downtown.
On the river valley.
Yeah. You showed me this house.
Yeah, so we were doing that house, and there was an electrician or a plumber there every day. So we'd always have lunch with him, me and him and Steve, my boss man, and then sometimes there would be like an electrician, and sometimes there'd be, because they built all the upstairs. It was like 3 or 4 stories, and then there was a basement which was like the size of a big ass house. It was probably at least 6,000 square foot basement or more.
Dude,
it was huge. And then like another
that's crazy big.
Yeah, it was huge, massive. It didn't go under the pool or things like that, but it was so big. And that was the caretaker and like the nannies lived down there. And you know what's rich people, man?
That's freaking sick.
This guy was a dentist, right? And he was bragging about his toilet for some reason. He's like, how much do you think this toilet is? And I was like, you're rich, so $900. I don't know how much is the expensive toilet. And he goes, $5,000. And I was like, what the hell? And he had...
Was it gold encrusted?
It looked pretty normal to me, honestly, but it had buttons on it and stuff.
It talks to you. It tells you what your stool is like.
He had 3 of them, because
in the same bathroom.
The bedrooms on the second floor, it was all bedrooms, and they all were en suites. Like, they all had bathrooms.
Yeah.
And then they had a regular bathroom. In the regular bathroom, that toilet was only $4,000. And I was like, okay, you're saving money on that toilet because you won't use it that often, I guess.
What the heck?
And then the toilet in the basement, regular toilet. Like American Standard or whatever that brand is. Just a regular ass toilet. Like probably
for the help?
Probably like $100 toilet, yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Couldn't be bothered, eh?
And there was like 7 bedrooms down there, something like that.
Damn. I wouldn't mind being rich.
Dude, he was rich.
How do you become rich becoming a dentist?
Well, they make a lot of money.
Really? Like orthodontists too? Do they make a lot of money?
Yeah. Dude, braces are like 20 grand. Like, it makes no sense to me.
You're right.
I was like, what?
None of those people that worked in the orthodontist looked rich to me.
No, they didn't look rich at all. Probably because they're a little more humble than this guy.
Most modest I've ever seen then, I guess. I've never seen fancy cars out in the parking lot.
No, me neither. Did I ever tell you about the time that I was biting the girl who was taking my mold? Right? She puts that pink stuff, that like algae, whatever that shit is. Or she puts it in my mouth, right? And she's like, okay, bite. And I bit her finger. But I didn't know because it felt like the stuff.
Right.
And she's trying to be like, not like, ah! She's like, you bit my finger, you got my finger. But there's a TV right there, and I zoned out. I'm just watching the freaking SpongeBob on the freaking ceiling.
Dude, she must have thought that you're like messing with her, like you want to let go of her finger. Dude. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine what she was thinking.
Yeah, I'm
sir?
just like,
Wait, you were a kid. Never mind. I said sir.
yeah. How old was I? 13 or 14? I can't remember when I got braces. Grade 7.
Yeah.
So
I
12,
was in grade-
13, something like
I think I
that.
was in grade 5.
Oh, maybe I was in grade 6 then. Okay. Well, however old I was not that old. Yeah.
I was in grade 5.
Anyway, back to the mansion.
Right.
That's where I first met that guy.
Right.
So, big old dude, right?
Right.
He was hired to build. There was like a bonus room, I guess you would call it. It's like a front room. It kind of made no sense because you had to go down like a hallway to get to it, and it was quite large. But they didn't really have a good plan for what they were going to do in it, so they actually ended up at our stage. Everything's boarded. We're taping. So they hired this guy as an afterthought. Hey, to build this entertainment thing. I don't even know what it was. Like a built-in entertainment center where he could put his TV and speakers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so he's building this thing, and it took him we were there for 3 months, I think. Probably. I think 3 months, something like that. Because each floor took us a month to do.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's because they had it all level 5, just nuts. And there was 3 of us too. There was 3 of us doing the drywall work. Anyway, so he's cutting open shit, whatever. He's doing all this stuff, whatever. And we wore shoes rather than boots, and we didn't wear high vis, and we didn't wear hard hats. Tapers never wear hard hats unless you're in commercial, walking through commercial, like in an apartment building. When we did apartments, wear a high vis, hard hat, steel toes, because on different floors they're framing, they're doing electrical, they're doing plumbing, they're bashing, they're doing all these different things. So you got to wear that for safety, whatever. But once you get into the finished floors, there's nothing's falling on you. Mud. Why the heck do you need to have a hard hat? Doesn't make any sense. Stupid. Anyway, he's getting mad during our lunch, right? So we're having lunch with the plumber guy. He's there every day. So we know him and we like him.
Right.
And then that guy, he comes out and he starts having lunch with us. No problem.
Right.
That's not a big deal. We're in the foyer. We're talking about the door. $50,000 for each door.
Frick.
Yeah. Not even nice, in my opinion.
Ugh.
They're fine, but 50 grand for each door. And so we're like, man, are you kidding me? And then he, for whatever reason, just goes, wow, you guys sure do take long lunches, because we'd take an hour instead of half hour.
Right.
Or sometimes even longer.
Why does that matter to him?
I don't know why. And then so I'm like, you sure do take a long time to build that entertainment center.
Ah, you said that.
Yeah, because I probably could have done it in a week.
Right.
And it took him a whole month.
Shit.
Probably.
What did he say?
He's like, oh, well. He's like, well, when you dress the part, sometimes, he starts trying to make an excuse oh, well, I'm all clunky here because dude, no one says you have to wear it just didn't even make sense. I was just but you know him. And yeah, he's just like that.
Yeah, just a prick for no reason.
Yeah.
It seems like.
A weird type of prick too. Not oh, you keep doing things wrong and I'm upset about it.
Right. It's some sort of superiority complex.
Yeah.
Of even when there's no need for there to be a patriarchy, he's there to make sure that he is.
He's a top dog.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. You guys were just chilling and then he had to say something to
It was so weird.
To be in some sort of
he's I cannot believe that you guys are just fine with working at a comfortable pace, eating lunch at a comfortable chill, and then get back to work. Because our estimated time, we were ahead of schedule, so we were fine.
I don't like this stupid misconception that if you're not breaking your back, that you're somehow not doing work the way it should be.
Yeah, or you're not working hard.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that. What a stupid, I'm a man. I break my back doing work. What? What? What a weird flex. I hurt myself all the time. Okay.
There is such a thing as a healthy pride in your work.
That is not it.
No, but what he was doing, no. Another thing that I think is so funny about that job site, I always say about whenever I eat in that Boston Pizza, if I ever sit in that table that's by the windows there, yeah. I'm like, you know what happened here? I always tell a story, even if I already told. I'm like, you know what happened here in this corner? I'm like,
that when the scissor?
Yeah, the scissor lift drove into the bent over rebar, and then just went right through. Yeah, went through the radiator.
Yeah, and then
they just left it there, and it was in the way forever. Now you just cut it up, or they put those caps on it. You don't have to bend it over anymore, I don't think. But people kept dying on the overpasses because they kept falling and impaling themselves.
Shit.
And so they're like, everything has to be bent over now. But obviously you're in the scissor lift, you're looking up. Beep, beep, beep. Ah. Freaking stabbed right through the radiator, and it was there for days in our way. And I remember I was running plates all the way along. That's another thing. He didn't like the way I put on PL. I'm like, dude,
it wasn't swiggly enough?
No, because it wasn't in a consistent thickness. But I'm like, dude, this is way more. Our boss man, way more nails, way more glue than you need to use. That's just our thing. That's how we learned. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You put glue on everything.
Nothing. What are you talking about, dude? He's like, it needs to be thick, like my. And then he like points to his unit.
God.
And I was like,
that's so
all right.
cringe.
And I was like, put the tiniest. Right, and here I'm just playing, right, just joking, but. But he was mad at me because I didn't put on enough glue when I put on way more glue than his guys would have put on. And remember, we also had a race to see who could build the most amount of walls in a day.
Yeah. We
smoked them. I have a picture somewhere on my Facebook of our, like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of our piles of walls.
I remember bits and pieces. Dude, bringing up that scissor lift thing, I freaking remember another memory of scary moments, I guess, at work. We did this, like, I'm sure I've told this story before as well, so forgive me if you've heard it before. Me and, of course, we were still the same frame crew, where it was... we took on this new guy, okay? And holy shit.
Wait.
We were installing so this sweatshop got, like, evicted, okay? So, like, it was, like, this huge, like, old-ass building. It was being converted into something else, but I guess it was a sweatshop at one point.
Okay.
It was nice brick, but it was like, anyways, it was empty, but it was huge. Like, you'd fit like 7 million people with like sewing machines in this freaking place. It was huge. It was really, really big. Okay. And in this big complex, there was a elevator that had to get built.
Yeah. Okay.
And then so me and the new guy, and of course boss man, it was our job to build the frame so that you could put the actual elevator in there.
Right.
Like the door.
Well, you were building the shaft?
The shaft, yeah.
Okay.
Putting up those walls and whatever, right? So essentially what you do is you build the wall on the ground first and then use a scissor lift to
stand it up. It's a tall wall.
It's very, very tall. It's shaft. Yeah, we're in a huge complex. Huge shaft. Anyways. So, like... This shit happened on the same day. I'm going to tell you 2 things, okay?
Yeah.
On the first thing that happened to me while working on this stupid shaft was we were putting up this wall, okay? We just put up these 2 walls, now we're putting up this wall, okay? This has the big parts to the elevator door. The elevator door is going to be here and here. This is just the side, right? So I'm here. And we already have it stood up, and then we're kind of like shimmying it up closer the wall, to so that we can fit it in place, right? So this is the scissor lift, right? Here's me.
Dude, make this you.
No, that's way too big. The scissor lift is way bigger than the.
Actually, you know it'd be more accurate if this was you.
Oh God. Okay, pretend this is the scissor lift then. The scissor lift has to be bigger.
Okay.
Okay. Here I am. Here's the scissor lift right behind me. Okay. And then here. here's the. I guess you can't really see.
I don't think they're going to be able to see.
Okay. Well, oh gosh. I wanted to give a visual representation of what happened. So I'm like this close to the shaft, and the scissor lift is creeping closer and closer and closer so that we can fit it, so that he can, someone's up here obviously driving it. I'm guiding him going, yeah, forward, yep, keep going. And I'm like, now like in this close, okay? And
like it's basically
I'm almost like the so you remember these walls?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much like this close to it, right? And I'm going, yeah, just a little bit more. And then he didn't hear me. I don't even remember if I actually said stop, but my foot was right here, okay? And I'm blocked and I can't go anywhere. So he doesn't know that he has to stop yet, and the scissor lift wheel ran over my heel and like ran over the back of my foot. I'm like, back up! I'm getting like crushed. Like my foot is like not having it. It's like it hurts so badly. I'm like, turn back up! Like people like from other trades, like the welders can hear me. Oh shit! He reverses. I'm all on the ground immediately. I'm like I'm wearing work boots, so like I'm taking my boot off all slow as shit as I'm like screaming. Finally take off my boot. Dude, my freaking, you know how like your foot has this natural
curve.
Like dude, this shit was like it was
cartoon
bad, dude. It immediately started swelling. And like my boss comes down and he's like, holy shit, like, are you okay? Like, I'm like, clearly not. I'm not okay. There's like a couple of people are like seeing what's happening and they're like, I didn't see anything. Right? And like, cause if I was to report this, right, it wouldn't have been good. So like I sucked it up, right? Holy shit, did it ever hurt, okay? That was scary, okay? Because I thought that, dude, shit, what if he kept going?
Yeah, and you broke your, like, Achilles tendon.
That would have been the end of all. Okay, so, dude, that shit hurt. So I continued the rest of the day. Okay, this happened at lunchtime. Okay, so I still had, like, 6 hours left, right? So, dude, I am bitching so much, okay? But like, not as much as the new guy that we have, okay? He's like, man, I'm tired. I'm like, are you kidding me? Dude, I just got ran over by a scissor lift.
Yeah, you only work half a day.
Every now and then I'd be like, fuck, right? And I would curse it out, but then I'd be like, I knew I had shit to do, right? I had to build this thing, right? So the new guy, I had to hold this piece of wood for the new guy to swing a hammer at. Okay? And I was on one knee. So this foot got ran over. So I was on this knee like this. Okay?
Yeah.
Holding the...
right.
I can't remember how I was holding it.
Yeah.
But I was holding it. And I was in that position. And that's important. Because I'm going to tell you what happened next. I'm holding this. I go, dude, I swear to God, if you hit me, I'm going to be pissed. It's like, dude, I got this, dude. I used to swing for railroad. I was like,
she's good.
I was like, okay, great. He starts freaking swinging this hammer, okay? It was, I think it was just a regular claw hammer.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. I think it was like a 16-ounce one.
Okay.
And we had to, I think something was bent, and then so like we had to like, I can't remember. I think we toenailed something. I think that's we toenailed something, trying to get it more flush because, I don't know, flex on the wood or something.
Yeah.
So we were trying to fix that. So what you have to do with a toenail is you insert a nail into the wood to pull it.
Yeah.
And then, it's a framer thing. Anyways, so I had to hold it as best as I could. Anyways, he freaking like starts swinging and starts hitting this wood or whatever, or the nails.
Between your hands.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And so like I'm going like this or whatever. And then he freaking goes, all right. And then freaking misses completely and hits my knee. Oh, full. Like he's trying to hit some freaking, like he's trying to hit the wood. Right. Dude, I'm like, He goes, shit, are you okay? I'm like, clearly not. Not okay, right? Like, I eventually like stopped yelling. But like, frick. But it wasn't.
The welder's looking.
It wasn't finished yet. So I go, dude, we have to keep hitting this. Don't hit me again. Okay? And there was no way that I couldn't do it any other way. So we start doing it again. And he hits me again.
In the knee?
Yes. Twice.
Dude, it's in his head at this point.
And I stopped. I was like, I'm not doing this with you anymore. You hit me twice. I'm now limping on both legs because this foot got ran over and now I got
They're just like
railroad slammed in the knee.
Walking like an ape.
And he still bitched about how tired he was. And I got clubbed in the freaking leg and ran over. So
yeah, he was the guy though, because he got hired. I wasn't there, but the stories I heard about how. Now this kind of goes against your. I'm a man. I work hard and I hurt myself in the process type of thing. But like, some people are just not cut out for any type of manual labor.
Right.
And like,
those are like you gotta be like. Maybe fast food or like
who knows
like
what his deal is. But I remember
maybe.
you telling me like he got, because like as a new guy who has no experience and stuff, like I remember when I first started, I had to move lumber all day. And then finally I got to learn how to like cap a freaking basement. Mm-hmm. And then I learned how to mark walls. And then I learned how to build walls. And then I learned how to brace. And then all the different things that go along with it. And then I learned the tricks and I learned the blah, blah, blah. And our boss never fails, ever. So everything has to be good.
Yeah.
Which is great, because now I've never failed on my own either. Ever. Not even one time. Not even when I thought I was going to fail. My last project, I thought I was going to fail because we were doing some timber framing. Never did timber framing like that before. So I guessed. I over-engineered. And I told the guy, the owner, I said, this might fail because of technicalities, but it is safe. And so hopefully they go, oh, this is safe. If there's a failure, okay, do this, do this, do this, and you can do it on the spot. And then he'll give us a green sticker, and it'll be fine. Don't fail. Just perfect.
Dude,
everything.
awesome.
Not even no notes, nothing. Which I've never had notes. So, but I was like, for sure this time there's probably gonna be something, but nothing. So, and that's instilled from not the work ethic I already had, but it's the skills and knowledge of someone who does not cut corners. It's a good. Like,
I agree.
He's a good boss. He was a terrible boss in some aspects, but great in where it outweighed the.
I think a lot of people can definitely say that.
Yeah, but Anyway, I would move lumber. I would make a game out of it because I hated it. It's heavy and it's long and cumbersome and do it all day. You're freaking exhausted. I never once was like, "Hey, boss man, I'm too tired for this." But your guy, apparently, he only moved like 2 lifts of lumber, and he was like, "Oh, I can't do this. How do you do this?" And he's moving like 4 2x4s at a time. Dude, I got up to like 14, where I'm just like hard as shit, stupid.
Yeah.
But
I've also I've also done that too, where I like
How many can I
at
do?
the tippy bit of your finger. That
Dude,
last
your fingers are just like
You're just like,
purple.
you can't see shit, but you're like 17. Barely walk.
Same with drywall.
I
I
probably
would
dropped it about 3 times, and then I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it
not
was
worth
a
it.
bitch to pick up.
You
right?
try to do it.
Too
You
many.
think it's quicker, but it's not
No,
really.
not really. No.
Same with drywall. I would try to lift 4, like 1/2 inch 4x8s. I'm not doing 10s or 12s or 14s or 16s like that. But I would grab 4, and I just be like, go up into the house. And sometimes, like if the customer's there, they'd be like, "Oh, I was just wondering." Yeah, I don't care. Like, this is too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, dude. Do you remember that one time? I'm all over the place here, but do you remember that one time where the old man who bought that one house, he would always come, he'd take pictures, right? Because it was custom, his house, but it was a duplex.
Was this way out in the sticks?
It was in St. Albert. Now it's like, it's grown. No, he's the old man. Remember, and he tripped over he hit the air compressor and it somehow like unlocked the.
Yes. I've told this story on my freaking channel multiple times. Can I tell you what I remember?
Yeah. Dude,
I didn't know that there was the owner. I thought it was just some
guy?
random guy in the neighborhood. So yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, that's the one that we never finished that one.
No, we finished that one.
Did we? Thought we got.
Oh, you're thinking of that one.
Those other builders. Didn't we take over for those other builders?
No, not that one. This was in St. Albert. This was one of the first houses that you came on to our crew.
No, the first one I remember because.
Yeah, the first one was in the same neighborhood, but it was down the street.
I do remember okay, this is what I remember. Okay, I'm on the roof. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was putting in. I think I was putting in for the trusses the 12-inch whatever.
This is the blocking.
The blocking, yeah. Okay. I think I was doing that right because we were using the compressor, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably.
And of course the old man was watching, right?
Yeah.
And he's standing right next to the compressor. And then all of a sudden, like, I see this old man just all of a sudden, like, all of a sudden you hear this, like, and then he's like, he fucking, boom. And then he, like, gets up all quick, like nothing happened, and then didn't say a word. And the freaking, like, I tried so hard not to laugh.
Dude, yeah.
Right? Like, we're all just like, what? Because I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw him heels to Jesus.
Yeah.
And bam! And this guy was old.
Yeah, he
He
had to
had
be
white
like
hair.
he had to be like 70 at least.
At least. Dude. Got taken out by the freaking...
The hose
The
just
hose
like
whipped his legs or something and took him out like a UFC fighter, dude.
Yeah, I remember Boss Man, he just jumps down, make sure he's okay. And he's okay. Sorry, man, you can't come back.
Yeah, that was the end of anyone ever coming back to any job site.
Yeah, because just liability.
Yeah,
'Cause,
dude.
like freak accident. I don't know how. I saw it. I thought he bumped into it, but probably what happened is it let go. However,
It must
faulty like mechanism or something.
It must not have been. You know how you pull the.
Yeah, maybe that thing was still.
Yep.
Maybe
That's
it
what
didn't.
I think.
Maybe it didn't.
I think it didn't lock
Yeah.
completely, and then
Enough pressure,
Yep.
and it just went.
Or it was like, "F this old man."
Yeah, it just became sentient. Yeah, no, the one that we didn't finish, we got fired from. Still didn't fail. But we got fired. I remember I was doing fascia. Long, 20-foot board. Trying to hold that shit
I hated that.
with the ginger guy. He was such good shit. I love that guy.
He was good. He was good shit.
Anyway, so I'm teaching him how. I'm like, okay, take your square, do whatever, see that, blah, blah, blah. Right? And then all of a sudden I hear Bossman go, drop the tools, we're going home. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to finish. He's like, nope. And so this piece of fascia is just dangling there.
Man, that's gonna rip off the friggin'
It probably did.
end of the truss.
Well, we got fired from that job because a material dropper tore up the grass.
Yes, and blamed it on us.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get fired for that. We got fired for boss man cussing her out because she happened to be a woman.
Yeah.
And so she obviously had some sort of favor with, of course.
Yeah.
I don't fault that at all. But yeah, because so I remember we ran out of OSB or whatever, and so she came in.
Oh, it rained.
This was an insurance job.
It rained.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah. It was.
And I don't know who thinks it's a good idea to drive on grass.
With a heavy load.
Dually. I think she was driving a dually.
Yeah, it was just a service truck. Yeah, but it wasn't a huge truck. But yeah, loaded with like a whole lift of OSB.
So stupid.
But yeah,
I don't even think she asked where to dump it.
She was probably trying to be helpful by moving it close.
Perhaps.
Which is kind of the sucky part.
Right.
She moves it there. But it was an insurance job because the old house, remember, was in the back and it burnt down.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and so we were building the new house, and they wanted their landscaping to be nice because they just lost their house. They're spending all they have. Insurance probably paid for some of it, but whatever. They're probably upgrading at the same time. So keep the lawn nice as best you can. Sure, no problem. We're not going to drive on the grass.
Yeah, no need.
We'll stay on the drive, and whatever. And yeah, so all these ruts, and I remember boss man just been, what the fuck? Because it's going to be on him.
Yeah.
Because he ordered the material. Presumably he told her where to put it. Anyways, yeah, half hour later, something like that. Freaking the general contractor comes, who I thought was a nice guy. And he goes, hey, man, yeah, there's apparently you cussed out so-and-so, it's not having it. And they're like, okay, whatever. And then the builder comes, they built a house just over there, actually. Every time I see their sign, I'm like, we got fired from those guys. Anyway, so they come, and then we're still petering along. Drop the tools. Nope. He's just pissed because he's getting fired for someone else screwing up, and he said words to them.
Right.
But we still got paid. And whoever took that over had a nice starting point because everything was good. But dude, that was great. This actually kind of reminds me. Remember that other job where we took over someone else's?
Yeah, I think that
was another one of my scariest moments to bring it back full circle.
Oh yeah, you got shot.
Oh yes, that too. I forgot about that.
That's not really scary.
No, that wasn't scary.
I got shot too.
Yeah, I got shot twice.
I got shot in the shin.
By a nail gun, not a gun.
Sucks.
Imagine you're just framing
Getting shot sucks.
Yeah.
I don't recommend.
I was teaching someone that same ginger guy, I was teaching him how to build a wall. I'm like, super easy. All you got to do is, I'm like, make sure you don't put your hand close to the top plate or any plate, really, for that matter. Because, like, you shoot it in, it's going to go in straight.
It can.
Unless it doesn't, and it'll
take off.
And then it'll go into your hand, and it will hurt a lot. Even if it doesn't go into your hand, just hitting your hand will hurt a lot. I'm like, so hold your hand about back here. If it's hard to do, blah, 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 here's the tricks, blah, blah, blah. This is fine, though. So, and then I just go, and sometimes it double taps.
Yeah.
And it skips across, like I'm probably like this far away. It skips across and goes right through my thumb. And then I'm like.
And the safety guy was there.
Yeah, so I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to get sent home.
Yeah.
So it's just in my hand, and then Ginger goes, did you just shoot yourself? I'm like, yeah, dude, but that's a safety guy. So I'm still building the wall, and then when he leaves, first we were going to go to the hospital because we couldn't pull it out, and it freaking hurt. So
it was in the bone.
Well, it was between the bones.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was just kind of not poking through the skin over here, but you could feel like a little nodule there.
You had to probably get was that tetanus shot?
I already had one.
Oh, okay,
so it was fine. So what we did is, and I was wearing a glove. So what we did is we just wrapped a rag around it and then like just to get a good grip,
Right.
a fatter grip on it,
And then you just went, "Ah!"
and it just went, and then it
And
like
like Kill Bill all over the place.
yeah, just yeah. Then it was good, but it, like man, it was very painful to use for quite a while.
Oh, man.
And then I shot myself in the leg,
Shot myself right here.
in the shin.
In the shin, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. They went through the bib and it's in my freaking shin. I couldn't work the rest of the day.
Yeah, it hurts.
And it went, I couldn't work for a couple more days, actually. I think the rest of the week I was like, dude, I fractured my shin.
It hurts more than you would think.
It was like the thing, it was the after thing that hurt more than the initial, right? It's like a bruise, but it's an intense one almost.
Yeah.
It's like, ah.
That's exactly what I remember feeling. The one in my leg, I think it was in my leg. That one didn't hurt as much as this one, just because I always use my. I remember one time, speaking about hand injuries, I tried to back fist our friend who we're not friends with anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
And
He saw it coming and goes like this. And I punched his elbow. Yeah, because he said something to me that was like...
Rude.
Yeah.
At the bus stop.
No, we were driving. No, not him. No. We were driving. I was driving in my car. He said something. I can't remember what he said. So then I was just like... Whew, and I was just going to punch him in the shoulder. And I wasn't going to punch him... I was going to punch him pretty hard, but like not...
In the elbow, dude.
Yeah, and then he puts up his elbow, and I'm like, whoops, and I was like, ah! And I like go over, and he had to grab the steering wheel. I'm like, ah! And I couldn't. I worked at a donaire place at the time, and I couldn't even sweep the floor for days. I had to like hold it. I couldn't do it. And I remember. Because they're Lebanese. He's like, oh, that's haram. He gives me the...
No way. He said that?
Yeah.
That's
I didn't
haram?
say that. He said that.
He said, that's haram? Dude, that's funny.
Because I couldn't hold the... I was holding it like this. And he's like, that's haram. And then he takes the broom and he starts sweeping.
That's haram, dude. Oh, shit, dude. That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the scariest things I can remember.
That's
but
all I got.
honestly, nothing's that scary. Nothing traumatized me. But there are instances where I've been like, whew. Oh, but I was going to say, at that job, not in the sticks, the other one, the one where we took over for those people.
Yeah.
I was trying to sheet a roof by myself.
Oh, God, I got another one.
And I didn't want to go through the rafters because it just takes longer.
Right.
So I went through on a ladder. And I would just... I was too scared to carry the sheet on my back or like this and climb up the ladder, so I climbed it in front of me.
Right.
And I would push it, and I would push it over the ladder and then put it on the roof and hold it there, then climb up under the roof and then drag it over to where I needed to put it. On this day, it was winter, probably minus 25 Celsius, something like that.
We wouldn't have worked.
Oh, yeah. And minus 25?
No.
Probably. Maybe it was minus 20.
Not 25.
But we didn't start the day off super cold. I think it was just getting cold.
25 is hoses would freeze. We never worked on. I know, at least when it was me and him, we never.
Oh, maybe you guys did. Well, it's different when it's because no one can keep the compressor or the generator going.
Yeah.
But it was cold. Maybe it was minus 20. It was cold anyway because my hands were freezing. Anyway, I put the ladder at too steep of an angle. So it was stuck up too high. And so pushing the wood up was too hard at the level I could get it. If I went higher, then I was too top heavy and then the ladder became unstable. So I couldn't do it and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I'm holding it like this. The ladder's probably about this high. No, probably like this high. Right? I could do it, but it was sketchy and I didn't want it to slide right down and then anything could happen. So I'm standing there, contemplating, and then a gust of wind comes.
Oh! Oh, dude.
I'm like,
That far back.
Pretty far. That was probably the most scared.
That is by far
behind
the
me
scariest.
is just, who knows? It's snow. And could be, because this is someone else's crew or someone else's job that we took over. So who knows? Maybe this is where they put their junk pile.
Right. Oh, because it's snow. Yeah,
Maybe this is where there's lots of crumbly dirt.
Regardless, that shit's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah. And plus I would have the ladder and
You just fall like a cartoon.
and the sheet fall on me. The sheet wouldn't be that heavy. Maybe that would actually disperse the ladder falling on me, which the ladder's not that heavy, although during my first jobs, I had a ladder fall on my back. I don't think it hit me in the head, but it knocked me out. It hit me so hard that I onto the ground, and I woke up
I don't remember sleeping.
And I even asked, not boss man, but the other guy. I'm like, hey, the firefighter guy.
Right.
I'm like, hey, did you drop the ladder on me? And he's like, no, why would I do that? And I'm like, I mean, did you knock it off the wall? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, huh. I was concussed for sure because I was so confused.
I liked him.
Yeah, me too. But apparently he's not a good guy.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this before I forget. Last story. Speaking about sheets, I remember one time, me and Boss Man, we didn't quite have all of the. I think we had all the walls up, mostly, but we hadn't sheeted. Oh no! So, not important. There was a pile of sheet, okay, and it was windy as hell, and the wind was picking up so much that Boss Man was like, all right, you know what, time to wrap it up. I was like, all right, cool. He was like, all right, pretty much wrapped up everything. He said, there was a house and then there was an empty lot. And then in this empty lot was just all mud, and that's where that package of sheet was, right? So he goes, all right, just kind of clean up because the wind was blowing shit all over the place. And there was like Tyvek and pieces flying everywhere and stuff. So wind's picking up or whatever. So I jump down off the house, go onto the empty lot, and start picking up all this Tyvek. And then out of nowhere, sheets start freaking like a freaking anime, like you're freaking flying into the air as I'm like trying to dodge these sheets of plywood, of OSB or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it was like some sort of Chinese weapon or something. I don't know. And it's all like I had to
Can I
dodge.
interrupt you?
Yeah, sorry.
You know Kung Fu Hustle?
Yes.
Okay, you know the two Asian dudes with that instrument where they
Ring.
shit.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And they sit with it on their lap like this, but they're sitting on nothing.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, I love that. That's such a cool concept.
That's exactly what I was referencing, dude. Like some sort of, what did I say? Chinese weapon. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, that happened. That was pretty scary. Had to hit the deck. Flying sheets.
Dude, that sucks. That reminds me for some reason of the time that party wall, or not the wall, but the truss. So for those of you who don't know, duplexes have what you call, well, apartments, anything where there's a second party that lives in the same building, you have a party wall. And where we live, you drywall it for a fire break, for noise, you insulate it, all these things, and you block it in a certain way. Anyways, you do that with the truss too, so that you have a longer burn hour or whatever it's called, and you block it. So it's very heavy. And I remember we had to turn it around. And it's tall. It's like probably 25 feet tall. And so to pick it up is hard. With a freaking 2x4, you're just like, okay, you got it up. And then I remember as we brought it down, it's just so heavy, and it just fell right on top of you, and you're like, ugh, and you're just under there like this.
Really?
And then I'm laughing. I'm like trying to pick it up. I'm like,
Dude, you were laughing?
Dude, because it's like, you were hurt, but like you were hurt, like in a, dude, get this thing off of me. You're just,
Dude, what the hell?
you're just stuck under this triangle.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, dude, that was during your first couple houses, I think.
Huh.
Dude, killed me, and boss man, he's serious, because I mean, you could be real hurt.
Right.
He could get in trouble. Also, you could just be hurt.
Right.
Right. And I'm just like,
Why was he helping?
yeah, he was, but it's so big.
Right.
So, you know, it's real heavy. Like with the three of
How
us.
did I not move out of the way?
Oh, because it just swung, because it was a triangle, and just the way that it was, the momentum just it was too fast.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Anyway,
I'm okay. Shit.
I'm on the roof. Not on the roof, on the ladder.
Right.
I end up going like this. And then I'm going to push it over.
Right.
Because I do not want to go on the frozen ground.
Oh, gosh.
Remember that one time I shoveled off the trampoline? And I had that nice fluffy thing of snow, and I would jump as high as I could, and I would land into the snow. It's like, right? Because I had this big pile. Next day, hey, let's do this again.
Oh.
I jump as high as I can.
Oh.
I go. Oh! It's just ice. Yeah, I was harking back to that in my memory bank here, and I was just like, I do not want that. And I'm way higher than I can jump on a trampoline. So, and then yeah. So, anyways, I ended up pushing it up and over, and it falls on the ground. And I just climb down, adjust that. Then I'm fine. Then I'm rolling, no problem. Anyway,
Stressful.
the next, we don't have very many topics in here, so please contribute with your idea. But next time, we are going to attempt to tell some sort of coherent couple of stories to this topic here.
When animals attack. Paul.
When animals attack. Okay, we do have a couple animal attack stories. This came
Definitely.
from Finley. Someone Finley. Can't read the handwriting that well. But in the meantime, if you want to know what we're up to, this week, okay, in 2 days, Friday, the 19th.
2 days.
This comes out on Wednesday.
Yes.
Today is Sunday, so yeah, that's why. So really, in 5 days from us,
Right.
kind of 6 days, depending on how you start counting. But anyways, in 2 days, on Friday, okay, the 19th, April 19th, 2024, in case you're watching this in the future, because I know we're going to be super popular where people are going to want to watch our back catalog. I'm having an art show. Come through if you want.
For sure.
The details will be in the description.
Yeah,
But,
dude, I heard like Denzel Washington is going to be there. So pull through.
I mean, he said he was going to, but we'll see.
All right.
That's
That's somebody else. I think Matthew McConaughey is going to be there too.
they're coming together, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Pop through, guys. It's going to be sick.
April 19th, 4 to 8 at Sterling Gallery at their Londonderry Mall location here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I hear like there's people who say they're coming from out of town, out of country, which is pretty cool.
We're going to have to
Pretty
like
cool.
press these people to get their information and see where they came from.
Yeah, that would actually be cool to see where everyone comes from. Someone suggested I actually do a guest book. So you can like write like your well wish, where you're from, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I think that would be kind of cool. I might do that.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be a cool show. Even if you already have all the art you could possibly need, come by anyway, because we're going to have live music. We're going to have free food. We're going to have a hot dog cart, which I still have to make. I'm making a hot dog cart instead of having the food be like just on the table there. I want to have like more immersive, because the art series that I'm unveiling, a soft unveiling, I'm not going to have like a curtain and be like, because no one's going to be amazed. But
Yeah. That would be so embarrassing to freaking be there if you did that.
I would never do that.
Then like you got like someone on the snare.
Well, there's going to be live music, so There could be that. Actually, the same people who did our art show that we did a couple of years ago, well, more than a couple of years ago now, our Purgatorium show. Yeah, there's going to be art at every price point, and presumably something for everyone. I'm going to have most of the series of art that I paint, like most of the genres, if you want to call it that, are going to be there. Next year's show, I'm going to try to do, I don't know if I'm going to do the same thing, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. But I'm going to have everything that I offer as prints is going to be there. So it'll look like I have every piece of my artwork that I've ever done. But really, there's going to be a couple hundred that, that I've just sold as originals, whatever. But yeah, my very first painting I ever painted is going to be there.
Sick.
A couple cool things like that. So come through. Other than that, we also have the links in the description to our individual channels. He does a show every Monday. I do vlogs and stuff. You're going to get into doing some more build videos here soon.
Yes, and also go ahead and check out jackmadness.com.
Yeah, check out jackmadness.com. Again, all that stuff is in the description. Thanks for watching. Oh, thanks for buying me this meat stick, by the way.
You're welcome.